It's a team and we try to really just push each other, and there has to be a huge amount of trust between each other that we're both giving everything that we can.
It's tough work, it's hard, a lot of coaching, a lot of training, and you don't really see the results straight away, and then all of a sudden it comes together.
It is almost a brotherly type relationship, to trust each other just to perform in the right moments and do the job is extremely important.
Representing Ireland it's a great privilege.
I feel very, very lucky to be able to represent Ireland at the Olympics.
I think there's not many people that get to represent Ireland at the Olympic Games. It comes with a bit of pressure, I guess, because you really want to put your best foot forward and make everyone at home proud.
To win an Olympic medal would just mean everything, because it's been such a long journey, it's been such a lot of work.
It's amazing, it's pretty special to say that you're representing your country on that massive stage. I'm Seán Waddilove. I'm on the Irish Sailing Olympic team in the men's 49er class, along with Robert Dickson.
My name is Robert Dickson. I sail a 49er on the Irish sailing team.
Yeah, I grew up in Skerries in North County Dublin, and yeah, I participated in a lot of sports as I was growing up. Kind of did loads of different things, but didn't take one too seriously. And then I got into sailing through a Taste of Sailing course in Skerries Sailing Club. Since then, I've kind of progressed and loved sailing ever since.
Yeah, I grew up in Raheny, and then I moved to Sutton when I was 10. Learned to sail in Loughree on the Shannon. I was lucky enough that my parents had a boat, and I basically just lived there all summer and learned how to sail there. We had a rib and a speedboat, and we used to, sort of just take it out and spin around, and those times are some of my best childhood memories.
I think it was just something really different. It's a lot of freedom. There's very little distractions on the water, just you in the boat, and that's it really. Yeah, I think I'd sum it up with freedom.
I married a Dickson, and Dicksons are sailors basically. I suppose the main sailor is Roy. Roy is Robert's granddad. His granny, Audrey, would have done a lot of sailing as well, and she would have had a very, very big part in Robert's life.
My granddad was a very good sailor. He used to follow all of my sailing that I did. I think he'd be extremely proud that I managed to get to the Olympics.
I met Rob in the Optimist class, which is the junior class. We were on the development squad together.
We've known each other for so long. We've known each other since we were sailing Oppies when we were 10.
They would have been in the junior fleet of the Optimists when they would have met. So an Optimist is really about to learn in and about to have fun in. And then the two boys got together. I think it was Seán who said to Robert, will you come in the 420 with me?
We decided to sail together because we liked each other, not just because we thought it was a good team pairing.
The relationship with Rob is it's pretty unique, because we've basically spent more time together, the two of us, than with our families over the last 13 or 14 years.
I sat down one evening with him and I said, Seán, what are you at? And he said, I'm making a Facebook page. And I said, oh right, okay. And that's when they became Team Dickson Waddilove.
And we've been all over the world together, travelled everywhere. We lived in France for a year.
And we got the opportunity to send them off to France to school and continue in the 420 over there. And that was great fun for them again. And they did a lot of travel with that. I suppose the real serious bit didn't start until they were in the 49er. And the 49er is the Olympic class.
Seán and I met when we were both on the Irish Sailing Academy, so we were about 14 or 15 potentially. Seán was sailing with Rob, and I was sailing with my cousin Lizzie at the time. Well, we got along very well. We have a very similar sense of humour and viewpoint on life and stuff like that, so we immediately clicked and got along straight away. Seán is one of the most hardworking, determined individuals I've probably ever met in my life. He's just super focused, and he knows what he wants and he knows how to get there. And it's just really inspiring in a way. It makes you want to work hard too, because you see how hard that he's working to get to where he wants to go.
Robert's very active. He doesn't do resting too well, I don't think. They're very different characters, and they seem to complement one another and they work well together.
As an athlete, you make a lot of sacrifices. But for me, because I did compete on the academy and stuff, I'd know at a basic level what that looks like from his point of view. If something went wrong during a training session, he can like talk it through and I'd be like, okay, completely understand, because you know, I've been on the water and I know what it's like.
It's been a lot of hard work, and I think it's just to try and get that feeling of getting the best out of yourself. It's important to be very mentally strong, especially because in sailing there's a lot of things that are out of your control, and it's important just to be able to keep going even if something goes wrong, and still have that confidence to make the next decision and make the next decision well.
There's a lot of uncontrollables, but you just want to make sure that you control all the things you can, and one of them is making sure that like you're physically and mentally prepped the best you can be, and just being the best sailor that you can be, whether the results come or not.
You need to try and just sort of be able to put things behind you, and that can be quite difficult because it's a game of least mistakes, and you know, mistakes are going to happen, and it's just about how you kind of deal with those mistakes and then get on to the next thing. That kind of ends up deciding how well you do. The last time we made it to the Olympics, it was almost a bit of a surprise. That was probably the best feeling that I've had sailing.
When they went to Tokyo, we couldn't go, and the very first race that they raced, they won, and that was pretty impressive.
I think my parents are super proud to be able to, especially be able to go this time around. Hopefully this time they'll be there supporting in person.
So the first time I actually met the guys was quite a number of years ago, actually, in Sportsmed Ireland. One cold, miserable, wet morning, and I saw the guys during a training session. I would have seen the amount of work, the determination, their effort, that quiet determination the two guys have. And then during the conversations at various stages when I met them, sponsorship was being mentioned.
Yeah, it's great dealing with the Savills guys. You know, they're hugely supportive of us, and I think they're really excited to see us do well.
We're very selective in terms of who we sponsor, and always have been over the years. But what really shone out with the guys when I met them was their work rate. And I could see a lot of alignment in terms of what Savills are about: collaboration, working together. They're a fantastic team. You can see that in their training. So there was a lot of alignment in their values and in ours.
Yeah, the team in Savills are great. I think you can kind of see similarities in the business world to what we do in our campaign as well. Very organised, very detail orientated, and yeah, just ensuring that we have what we need to compete at the world stage.
It's hugely important to the success of the team that we have this base of like support staff, and we have the funding for equipment and everything. Yeah, having the right people around us is huge. It's a hugely like equipment-based sport as well.
The more equipment you have access to, more than likely you're going to perform better on the water.
That's what's been incredible, to see that evolution in the guys over the last couple of years, that they're able to compete on that world stage and to get to a stage where they're now competing in the Olympics. And again, from a Savills perspective, to be able to support both themselves but also their families and their local communities, for two young chaps like that to be able to get on that world stage and compete and hopefully bring home a medal for the country.
I really hope for them, and what I really foresee, like I know they're well capable of getting a medal at the Games, realistically. I think they learned a lot from their last Games experience, and I think it's going to stand to them a lot.
The dream is an Olympic medal. That's why we do this. We do it because we love it as well, but at the end of it, we do it for the Olympics. It's like the biggest sporting event in the world, and to come away with a medal from that would just top off the whole experience of what we do.
The goal is to win an Olympic medal. I think we have the capability to do it. We are working really hard towards that goal, and I think it just is a case of sort of getting it all together at the right time and performing at the Olympics.
I want the best for him. I want himself and Seán to do as well as they can and to be happy about what they do.
The guys are incredibly young, But all of the skill sets that they've developed over the last 2 or 3 years, having the right attitude, the work ethic that they've shown, the professional approach how they go about their training, all of that skill set that they've developed and all of that sacrifice they've made over this years, while they're applying it to the sailing world at the moment, I have no doubt that post their sailing careers, that will be reflected and will come hugely important to them in terms of the careers that they develop post-sailing.
Provided you're still at, physically you're still able to and you haven't got too many injuries, there's no reason why you can't keep sailing.
I always used to say that my biggest goal is that when I'm 80 years old, I'm still sailing a boat, still having fun on the water. So if I'm doing that, then I'll probably be quite happy.